Hi everyone, how are you? Hope you are all good, and let's discuss today's topic. Before discussing today's topic, let's review what we have done till now. We have done some string functions and numeric functions, and moving forward to our journey, we are going to discuss some more string functions. Let's see what's in syllabus. So now you can check it out. Length function is there, left, right, in str, ltrim, rtrim, and trim functions are there in your syllabus, so we will be focusing on these only. So starting with the length function, let's change the database first. Use db1 is the database, and we have a emp name, emp table. In emp table we have emp name, right? So let's use this only. Length of emp name, comma emp name. Okay, so you have guessed it. I think it will give the number of characters in a emp name. Okay, so if we see, we have 4. As we can see, Amit has 4 characters, similarly for Lakshman 6, and so on, right? So it gives you simple um, number of characters in a specified string. You can use it with the static strings as well. For example, if I have a single quote, space, and let's say 8, so we have 4 spaces and 8, so it should be 5 for each and every line, because it is a static. It will remain same for each and every row in a result, right? Hope you got this. And then let's move toward our next function, that is called a left. It is also pretty easy. We are going to use a left emp name and specify, let's say, 3 characters, and comma emp name here, and let's use from emp. And starting from the left hand side, we are extracting 3 characters. So 1 2 3. So Ami, Lakshman ka Laksh, and for Ram it is Ram, for Sunil we have Sun, right? So, and so on. Pretty simple. And let's do the same thing for the right, or right emp name. Let's use the same 3 and run. So MIT XMAN, or Ram from the right hand side, and GH for Sunil Singh. Okay, hope this you will find this very easy. Okay, now it's time to move forward and see what are the trim functions. And for trim function we will be using a static string. Okay, uh, let's have a select and trim. If I specify some spaces, I don't know how many spaces I have typed. Let's say goat, then some spaces, then single quotes, and then semicolon. And if we check it out, you will notice there is means space from the left is removed and space from the right is also removed. So how to detect this? We can detect this by simply using a plus. Okay, so we have a column dot, and we are going to use a plus here so that it concatenates toward the left, and same thing toward the right. Okay, and now let us run this program. Let's run this query and see the result. So now you can check it out. Okay, we have actually plus is working as a numeric plus, it is not concatenating. Let's use another function called concat and specify these in comma. Okay, and let's test this out. So now you can see the leading and trailing, both the spaces are removed from the our main string trim. Okay, so this is the function of a trim. And if I use ltrim, only left hand side space will be removed. Now you can witness we have a space toward the right, but we do not have a leading space. Okay, we have only trailing space, or space toward the left hand side is removed, and you have guessed it right. So what R will do, it will remove the right hand space. Okay, now you can check it out. So this is how trim, L trim and R trim works. Okay, and this is the end of string function. Now let us discuss some date functions. So let's see date functions we have now: date, month, month name, year, day, and day name. They are self-explanatory, and let's use it. Okay, so now it gives you current system date and time. Now you can check it out: year, month, day, and time. Okay, so hour, minute, and seconds. I think this is not a problem for you. Okay, now the next is date. Okay, now what I'm going to do is specify a date. Okay, now we need to specify a date as here, so I'm going to specify now. Okay, it accepts a date type of parameter, date and time, and it will extract the date part of the date specified. For example, if I specify a date somewhat like this: 2018 dash 4 month April, that is, and let's say 3 is the date, and let's specify hour, minute, and second. So 11:24, and let's say 35. Right, so if you use it, it will give the date part of the current or specified date. Okay, similarly for month, if you specify month, it will give the month, that is 4. And if you specify year, then it will give you a year. These are pretty straightforward. You can use with the column. Let's see, we have a column in our table or not from EMP. I misspelled from, and now you can see we have a higher date. Let's try it in higher date. So let's have higher date comma month and higher date. You can try with all the functions we have discussed till now, especially date and month. Okay, so this is how we can do it. You can check it out: 337 and 737. These are the only months we are getting. And if we specify year instead, so you can check it out, the year of hiring date. Right, so let's see month name is there or not, and we have month name, and you can see March and July are the month. This is very simple. Let's specify day, now you can check it out: 3 and 7 and 22. Okay, 7 is not there because date is 27 and 26. You can see all the date part of the current date and time will be given as a output. Okay, and the last one is day name. Let's see what is the day name. Okay, so now you can see the day name. Okay, for example, let's have one more example: day name, and I'm going to specify my date of birth here. There's 1985 dash 0303. Okay, so let's check it out. It should be Sunday. Okay, so I have tested, this was correct. Okay, so on this date it was Sunday, right? And that's the end of the date functions. Aggregate functions we already have discussed, and we have already discussed group by, having, and order by. Okay, so this chapter is almost finished, we have finished this chapter, and then for some days we will be having practice questions from the board. Okay, so that's all for the day, and let's say goodbye, see you, and have a nice day.